Hello everyone, and welcome to the new feature summary for December 2019. Let's get right into it. Counselor now has a new total sales summary report that will be available here under the business dropdown and underneath the invoice reporting header. This will give you a quick look at your total sales summary, so this is a good complement to the hearing aid sales summary report. You of course can break down either by all line item types or within specific line item types, and then see your overall sales. There's also features that would limit by all clinics or individual clinics, as well as all staff or individual staff. This is data that of course is available in different areas of Counselor, but we wanted to put it in one consolidated area for you to review at your fingertips. You can view this of course across months, by quarter. If you expand the date range, then of course you'd see more months and more quarters here, so it gives that nice side-by-side comparison. All right, let's look at the next one here. Google Calendar update. So as many of you know, Counselor integrates directly with Google Calendar. However, we recently updated that process to make it much smoother overall. In fact, the setup process is really quick and easy, and we're able to essentially do it for you. So if you're interested in having your Counselor calendar sync with your Google Calendar, please just email us at support@counselor.com with your preferred email address, and we'll be able to take it from there. This will communicate only non-PHI information. So whether you have a private Google account or the G Suite, the professional Google account, either will work great. So just send that to us, and we'll follow up with you with the rest of the details. There's now an option within invoices essentially to prevent certain line items or certain services or products from considering being claimable. Up until now, if a line item or service had a CPT or HCPCS code associated with it, then Counselor was automatically saying, let's include this on the claim, right? Which meant that, for example, hearing aids, oftentimes you had to uncheck that in order to say that, no, these are private pay hearing aids. Counselor has now built in an exemption to that. So within the administration and then line item types, you can set a setting for individual line item types that will say that you want to exclude this from claim. So it should not automatically be included. So basically, even if there's a code associated with that type, or I'm sorry, with the specific line item, it is not to be automatically considered. Now, you can always opt in. For example, once again with hearing aids, if you said, well, in this instance, it is claimable. We do want this to go through to Blue Cross Blue Shield or Medicaid or whoever the case may be. You can then click include on claim, and then that will add it to the claim. Okay, so you can apply this setting to any line item types that you wish. We have gone through and defaulted for any types that are designated as hearing aids. So likely you may have already seen this change take effect as you are adding hearing aids to invoices. If you have any questions about this, please let us know. We're happy, of course, to talk it through with you. There's now a feature in Counselor where you can actually save the payer address, and then it'll have it autofill on the HCFA. So that is going to be under administration, and then under your payer list. The payer list has an edit option off to the far right. This is kind of a long list, so it might take a moment to load. But off to the far right, you can click edit, and then you have the ability to add a new address. So for those of you who have the requirement of sending out the CMS 1500, the HCFA forms, you now have the ability to have that address automatically fill. So you'll be able to click edit and then enter your preferred address. For those of you who submit through Clearinghouse, through the 837p file format, you don't have to worry about this at all. This is only if you need to actually physically print out a HCFA, a CMS 1500 form, and provide it directly to a payer. All right, you now have the ability to send reports along with invoices. So this is the ability to say, okay, I'm emailing out an invoice, and with that, I want to include something else. So we'll jump into an invoice here quickly. We'll choose the actions option and then select email invoice. In here, you now have the ability to attach the professional report, to attach the patient report. Oops, I clicked the upload a file there. Attach a patient report, as well as potentially attach chart notes. So that's up to you. So you can, and then the Counselor will grab that and pull it in. Now this is going to be the reports that are associated with this specific invoice. So that will be designated on the invoice info tab, and you have the visit here. So this is the report that will be sent with it. It's important to be conscious of that when you're adding those attachments to make sure that you are sending the correct ones. All right. Counselors also increased the number of email attachments that can be added to an email. So previously it was 3, that has now been up to 10. So for those of you in particular do medical legal cases where you may be required to send off loads of documentation along with the email, that now has been bumped up to 10. This feature is available when you're sending out questionnaires as well as professional patient and chart notes, or reports, invoices, as well as when you're sending emails from the patient administration screen. So we went ahead and just applied this feature or this increase throughout all the areas in the system where you can email out directly to an individual. Those of you who are fans of Feature Friday will know that we have made an update to the opportunity tracking. I wanted to mention here just because it's kind of a particularly important one. So let's jump to that really quickly. It's a feature that allows you to very quickly manage your opportunities. So it's a mass update feature that's available within the Opportunities Open widget. If I click here on this little edit button, it's going to bring open the mass update feature. So previously you had to duck into each visit, make the update, and go back to the dashboard and continue, and that just took a little too long. So this basically says, all right, we can go through, and if you know, for example, that Mickey Mouse was not converted, okay, and then you can go ahead and say what the reason is. Okay. For those of you who've been hesitant to start doing the opportunity conversions or opportunity tracking, this is a great opportunity to do so because it just makes the whole process easier. The system is also backwards compatible. So if you haven't been, monitoring and updating these opportunities, they likely are still logged, right? So you could duck back and say, all right, we're going to pick a start date. Maybe it's the start of 2019, or it's midway, or you're going to say it's the start of 2020, whatever the case may be. You can go back in and you can update any open opportunities. So in the case of you're starting January 1st, 2020, you may want to go through here and just exempt all of these just to get them off your list. Okay, but if you want to go through and actually do an update, very simply you do so, right? And you can actually look and say, okay, was Jim Sanders converted? Typically you would know just internally, whether it was or not. But in this case, no, he wasn't. We'll go ahead and put not converted, and maybe we have in our notes what the cost was. The patient wasn't motivated, right? So you can go through that and very quickly update. Now, because this is all, of course, Counselor cloud-based, this is all real time. As you're doing this, when you save this and pop back to the dashboard, you'll see your opportunity rates will immediately be updated. So for those of you who want to kind of clean this up by the end of the year, you certainly can, right? You can get this information updated and then have quality data moving forward. Okay. The last item here, not terribly exciting, but we have a new placeholder specifically for current date and time. So if you want to have the current date time added into the text, you can easily do so via that placeholder. So thank you all very much for joining us for the new feature summary for 2019. As always, if you have any questions, please call us, email us, live chat us. We're very always happy to talk these areas through with you. Also, please keep the ideas coming. Many of these ideas came directly from you. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your week, and happy holidays.